Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I'm Amy with Growing Your Faith, and today we are on video 4, part 1. I've got a feeling this is going to be 2 parts as well, but we are on our 3rd journaling page in the Digital Bible Journaling for Beginners series. So today we're going to start with just creating a screen size canvas here. So that we've got plenty of space to work, and so that our images are created kind of big. You can always shrink your images, but they will get blurry if they're too small and you try to make them bigger. So we're going to start with the screen size here. If you are new here, you're definitely going to want to go check out some of the first videos, because some of the things we've already covered, and we will probably work through them kind of quickly so that we can save some time. So I already have all of my files in their designated file folder, which I labeled tag and pocket. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to create one pocket and one tag, and then we're going to put them on an 8.5 by 11 so that we can print them out. So we can then use them for lots of different things. Maybe you want to, so you can see here that I've got this, and it's nice and big. I think it's like a 4 by 6 size, so I can put it, that was my plan. My plan was for it to be like 4 by 6. Yep, there we go, 6. So that it's a little bit more than 4, it's 4.5. So that I could throw it in a card for somebody, in a Happy Mail or something like that. But it's also big enough that you could put it as a tip-in your Bible. Both of these, you could use them as bookmarks. You could add them to a junk journal. But then I also wanted a couple of small ones, maybe for my 10-minute mental health journaling in my little glue book. So I created 2 small tags and then this big one. You could make them a little bit bigger, you can make them a little bit smaller, whatever works for you, but I'm going to show you how to do that as well using the canvas. So we are going to get started, and we're going to go for as 20 minutes-ish, and then if we don't finish, we will finish it in the next video. So let's get started with this file folder looking tag. I think that's what this is right here. Yep. So I created this black image for you. So you're just going to drag and drop and bring that over. Then we're going to want both of our papers. So hit modify and your little arrow to unselect it. And then we're going to want both of these papers here. And again, like I've said in all the videos, yours does not have to look exactly like mine. That's totally fine if you want to change things up a little bit, and maybe use different papers or something like that. So then we've got this button here. I'm just going to go ahead and put everything in here that I need. That way I can get this out of the way and start working. And then we're going to need this little guy too. So we're going to drag him over. And then we are also going to need these words right here. So we're going to drag that over. Okay, now we can turn everything off except for what we need. And we will start with the polka dotted paper actually. So I'm going to turn the polka dotted paper back on. And I'm going to go ahead and move it down here so that I can create a clipping mask. And that is going to clip it to this shape right here. So you just tap on it, hit clipping mask, and you can see that it changed it to that same size. Now you can turn off your background, and that can help you kind of see things a little bit better, but we are going to ink on this page. I'm going to show you how to create this really cute inked edge here. I love doing this in my digitals just because it just gives it that little something extra. So I'm going to go ahead and merge this down, okay? And then we're going to create a new layer so that we are working non-destructively. And one thing that you can do that's really kind of cool in Procreate is you can pick colors from other images that you have on your page. So I want to find a pink on here. that is going to kind of look good around these edges. And I don't really remember where I grabbed my color from last time, but I think it was kind of somewhere in the strawberry. So you choose, maybe you want a little bit lighter pink. I usually go a little bit darker because we are going to use the Gaussian blur to fade it out a little bit. And so we want to make sure that it's dark enough that when we fade it, it still looks good and we can still see some of the color. Okay, so then all you're going to do is you're going to go around your edges. You're going to just kind of go around your edge. Oh wait, let me tell you which brush to use. So you're going to want to use this soft brush that's in the airbrushing section. It kind of gives it that faded out edging a little bit anyway, so it just makes it a little bit easier. You can choose how big you want your brush to be. So if you don't create the clipping mask, then it just kind of looks like this. And then you can create the clipping mask after if you want to. It makes it a little bit harder for me if I do it this way, just because I can't tell where the edge of the card is at. So usually what I do is go ahead and create the clipping mask. So then your ink is only going to be on your index card here, okay? And again, you can change the size of your brush. I just try to stay along I try to keep my pencil and draw right on the edge of that line there. The nice thing about doing it that way is if you stop or you wiggle a little bit, or like say you come out here like this and you need to fix this, all you got to do is go on that edge and you can fix it. I do want my brush a little bit bigger, I think. Just, well, not that big. Okay, that'll do. And then I'm just going to trace around here all the way around just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect because your inking is never perfect whenever you do it in real life, so it's okay. You can always go back over a space if you want more on there. There we go. And so then we're going to come up to our magic wand here. We're going to hit Gaussian blur, and this is another area where you can kind of choose how much you want here. So I'm going to blur mine out, and you can see how it kind of blurs out the edges. Now if you go too much, it's going to just completely like kind of disappear a little bit. So we don't want that, but we do want that inked edge here, and then we want it to kind of fade a little bit. You can pick up your pencil and then choose a little bit less if you want. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to go back over. I'm going to shrink my brush a little bit, and then I'm going to go back over these edges and just do a little bit darker right on the edge, just because I lost a little bit of that when I Gaussian blurred it. Because sometimes it pulls away from the edges a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we are going to turn on our pink here, and definitely, oh wait, I don't have the right layer selected. Oh, we can merge this down now if we want to. You don't have to, you can wait if you want to. But make sure you're on the on the one that you want to resize here. So you can just kind of shrink this down to the size that you want. I'm trying to remember. I think I just left it a rectangle. Oh my gosh, stop doing that. I think I just left it a rectangle like this. And then just kind of center it up, and I'm just going to leave it like that. Now I'm going to show you something cool that you can do. Okay, so let's say now you want another rectangle on the inside of this one. All you have to do is duplicate this one. You can create your own rectangle if you want to, but sometimes it's a little funky. But I'll show you how to do it that way too, just so you have both ways in your toolbox. So then just add a layer, go get your black here, drag and drop, create a clipping mask, then merge down, and then you have this new shape, and you can change the size of it. And put it where you want. And then you can choose the color. So just drag and drop your color into the middle of it. That's too dark, so I'm going to try to find something a little bit lighter. There we go. So just choose whatever color you like. Okay, now what we want to do is add in some shadows. And I showed you how to do this the other day, but I'm going to show you real quick. This top layer is going to be super easy because all we're going to do is duplicate it and then go back to our black. You need the black layer to be underneath your main layer. Then we're going to go to our tool, go to Gaussian blur, and just kind of blur that a little bit. Can you see the line there? Let me get closer. You see this little dark line right here? And it just makes it look like it's sitting on top of that page. Now I'm just going to leave it at a 3, and then I'm actually even going to turn down the transparency just a little bit because, or the opacity, just because it's a little harsh and I don't want it to be quite that harsh. And then we can merge that one down. Okay, then we're going to do the next thing, the same thing to this other layer. So we're going to duplicate, but now we can't turn this one black because it's not a solid color. So we need to come here, we need to add a layer, make that layer black, create that clipping mask, merge down, and then we have our black layer here, and we're going to hit the tool, and we're going to hit Gaussian blur, and we're going to just kind of go across to that 3 again, or you can do a little bit more if you want. It just kind of spreads it out a little bit. So there's a 5, and you can see that. And then I'm still going to take down the opacity a little bit, just to kind of, and then you can merge it down. Okay, so now we've got all of our layers here and they're glued on top, and now we can start adding our images in here. So let's add this guy in here first. Wait, I'm not on the right, not on the right layer. I do that all the time. And then we're gonna kind of size him, put him where we want. I want his little straw to go all the way up into here. I want him nice and big. I love this guy so much. This is one of the pieces that I actually hand drew and hand did myself, and so he kind of makes me quite happy. Okay, so here is that, and then we can add in our little button here. Oh, whoops, hold on. Told you, all the time. And we can make this a little bit smaller and put it up here. You can also do some shadow on this guy, but you're gonna have to create a white layer first, because this is this whole button is transparent. So you want to duplicate and then kind of do the same thing, create an extra layer, but instead of using black, we're going to use white. Drag and drop, and then you can clipping mask that. Maybe that'll work. And merge down. It works a little bit. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in here with a brush and I'm gonna color in the rest. So you can just kind of go in and you can see the white and how it's filling in right there. That way we'll be able to put a shadow underneath it and we won't have that dark color seeping through. Okay, so then you can actually just duplicate this and then make this bottom one black. Whoops, sorry, drag it to the button. Okay, so now we have the white one that is turning this button solid instead of transparent, so we'll just merge that down, and then this is going to be our shadow. So we will Gaussian blur that a little bit so that you can see that shadow around there. Change the opacity a little bit. I usually like it around like 75, but you do you, whichever way you like it. Okay, and then we can merge that down. I think this one should be fine to just add, and then black, and then clipping mask, and merge down, and then you can see the whole shadow there. So that one will be good. So we can tool, Gaussian blur, add a little shadow. You can see how much it just changes that. It just looks so good. All right, and then drop this down to 75-ish, and we should be good. Okay, we got just another few minutes, so let's get our word art on here. Oh wait, what did I do that for? I don't know what I did that for, sorry. Drag and dropping. Okay, make sure your layer is selected, and then we'll make this small. I actually erased part of this, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me move my button a little bit here. And then make it a little bit smaller. And then, so you don't have to, but I actually erased this and these two right here, because I didn't want them right there. You can also change the color of these, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But first, let's get rid of these things. Wait, let me make sure I'm on the right layer. I'm not. So you just erase them, just like so. Okay, so there's that. So let's say you wanted to change the color of these to white. You can just drag and drop, and it will change the color to white. I actually kind of like them both ways. But you do have to, unless you create a clipping mask, which you could also create a clipping mask and have them colored white. Or you can just drag and drop like this. You can hit continue filling too, and then you can just do it just like this. So either way, that's 3 different ways you can do it. Not to totally confuse you. There. Okay, so there it is, white, if you like it white. You could also create a little bit of shadow here if you wanted. So you could duplicate it and then add your layer. And this will show you here. So if you duplicate it, or if you want to change the color this way, so you can add a layer above it, then choose your black or whatever color you wanted to use, and then create your clipping mask, and you can see it created it black. So that's the other way that you can change those colors if you want to. But I'm just going to do a little blur here. So we're going to turn that back on, and then our tool and our Gaussian blur. Did I hit it? And then kind of blur it a little bit. There you go. And a little transparency down. There we go. Okay, so that's one finished. So you are going to, you can go ahead and merge all of these layers if you want to. Now that you've got everything done, just pinch them all together. And then make sure your background layer is, how I got that on there, but erase that. Make sure your background layer is turned off so that you have transparency behind your file card. And then you're just going to hit PNG, And you can either save it to your files or you can save it as an image. Either way is fine. I like saving it to files just because I know where it's at. I save it to images if I'm going to share just this, but if I'm okay, so we have our first card done. In the next video, we will get our tag done, and then we will get those put on an 8.5 by 11 and save it as a PDF so that we can print it and use it in lots of cool ways. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.